You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game will be all about the turnovers. The Panthers are top 10 in turnover differential, and they'll be up against the Lions team that wants to be careful not to play into that script. So with kickoff approaching, let's send it over to our commentators here this afternoon, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. They get 31 yards that time, and it'll be first down Detroit.
Well, they didn't do a lot there to fool anyone. They just came right out and ran the football, but with great success, and that's the way you want to get things started. A nice quick opener for a big game.
They will run again with Coleman. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. Now a first carry for their fullback. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And 4th down coming up.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Yeah, this is a high kick, but it's not going anywhere. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will get it here as they take possession. Ferguson. A gain of 3, second down. When we look at this unit like we are now, Greg Olsen has become such a reliable target in this league.
Loves to be considered the #1 option in the passing game in the offense he plays, and he lives up to it. Knows the defense is set for him, knows how to beat them.
And the back goes into motion. Here's Newton now on second down. Eluding the pressure right. This one complete to Devin Funchess. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And now the Lions' defensive starters.
Vic Beasley's a very talented outside linebacker whose #1 task, rush the passer. But he has the athletic ability to drop into coverage.
On second down, here's Newton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it third down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
The tight end Olsen in motion. From the gun on third down, Newton. And that's caught inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
On first down, Ferguson down right around the 25. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Now it's Newton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They go play action with Stewart. Now Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
A really nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Toss play, Ferguson. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Back to throw, Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And Gano's kick is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They begin the drive with Coleman. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Tackle made by K1 Short.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position. But, partner, anytime someone tells me that fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a 3rd down attempt.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now Stafford. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It'll be a gain of 9. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. This is Coleman. He finds some open field here. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Yardage-wise, he's in the top handful of backs in the league so far this season. A great run there.
He's going to love that standing when it comes to contract time. But even more so, his team loves it because he gives them an identity and sets a tone.
And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Chris Polk, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. And he puts it through. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2nd down following the run. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Caught on the left side by Ginn. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. 3rd down and 5. Now Newton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and that brings up fourth down. On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Pulled in at the 24. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground. Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left. Coleman. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Here we go on 4th. Stanford. The Lions turned away on 4th down.
What the fuck just happened?
And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Now onto the field, here come the Panthers. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked so
someone
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And Olsen over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. On 1st and 10, Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. 2nd down, they need less than a yard to pick up the 1st. They come out here in the eye. A 2nd down carry for Ferguson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. On 1st, again, they go with Ferguson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their 1st, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 2nd down, here's Newton. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Devin Funchess, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are once again going to retake the lead. And his kick is good. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Lions now. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on 3rd down. They'll run the option left. And the Panthers are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
So they will go for it. Stafford. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Halfback sent in motion. On 1st down, Newton. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Detroit getting set to go now. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here. On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
When it's well executed, a wide receiver screen can often be a thing of beauty, but so many things have to go right in order to complete it. Blocking out in front, timing of the quarterback with the receiver, and oftentimes everything gets set, and guess what? They drop the football.
Here's Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned the block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now following the interception here. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Great Olsen. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. And his kick is right through. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Panthers.
You guys are shitting me.
Careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded it. Newton on first down. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. And that'll bring up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Back to the air, Newton on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Throwing on third down, Newton. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation.
Mm-hmm.